Hey, how are you doing, supercoders? Welcome back to our new lecture. And in this lecture, we will be solving this amazing pattern 10. And this is basically the good explanation and good application of the pattern magic concepts, magic pattern concepts. If you have not watched that video, go to that video first and then come over here because I will be heavily using the references from that video. Magic pattern concepts, you can see that in the description box below. Okay, now this is the pattern that we need to print, and for the input 5 we somehow need to print this pattern. It might not be very clear to you for the input 5, so I have printed for the input 7. Now let's quickly discuss it for this middleth, this row. Okay, let's discuss it for this row. For this row, as you can carefully see, that initially we are having some spaces. So these spaces will be tackled by the variable sp1, and then we are having one star, okay, that is in every row. After these spaces there is one star, okay, then we are having another space, and these spaces are also there in every row. Over there in this row and this row we will talk about it, but for now let's say that these spaces will be tackled by the variable sp2, and after we have printed spaces 2, then there is a star in each row. Okay, this is also seen. Now you would be wondering, why are we having these spaces and why have I not talked about these end spaces? Basically, these end spaces we do not need to tackle even. The reason for that is, after printing this star, this second star, we simply need to move the cursor to the next line. So anyway, when we move the cursor to the next line, these spaces remain and they will be printed, or you can say they will be anyway come over there in our output. Okay, now let's quickly code this, and before coding let's see some observations over here. So we are having two variables, sp2, sp1 and sp2, and after sp1 variable we will be printing a star, and after sp2 variable as well we will be printing a star. Before starting this line and talking about this line as well, let's cover the second line. So in the second line there are two spaces. The value of sp1 will be 2, and then there is a star, then value of sp2 is 1. sp1 is 1, this is 3, this is 0, this is 5, then this is 1. The value of sp2 variable over here is 3. As you can see, this is 2, this is 1, and then this is 3. And here, and let's see over here as well, that this was for this row, this was for this row, this was for this row, and this row. I made sure that the symmetry is there. Okay, now the sp1 variable for this first row is 3. We have to talk about these things now. Okay, you might have got confused that I should have used 3 over here, but as you can carefully see in these boxes that I have marked already with green and yellow now, you can see that these boxes are nothing but the spaces that we were printing after this star, and these spaces were getting printed by themselves. So actually in the first row, as you can carefully see over here, there is actually no space. There is actually no space. The value of sp2 variable is actually 0. There are spaces obviously, but the value of sp2 variable is 0 because these spaces are tackled by the program itself, because we are anyway moving the cursor after this. So I am writing 0. Okay, for now I am writing 0. Let's observe certain things. My first observation is that in the first row and the last row, you can see that we are printing just one star. So can I say that when the value of row is 1 or n, then we do not need to print star 2. This star need not to be printed when we are in the row 1 or row n. Then the second observation is that this particular part, sp1, the initial value of sp1 variable I'm talking about. The initial value of sp2 we will tackle it later on, but for now the sp1 variable I'm talking. sp1 variable, it is till here. You can see these spaces, the spaces that are tackled by sp1 variable, these spaces are before this middle column, and the value of middle column is n by 2 plus 1. So the number of these spaces will be n by 2, because one column before n by 2 plus 1 will be n by 2, and so this count will be n by 2. So sp1 is nothing but n divided by 2. Okay, now the initial value of sp2, for that let's see this. From here till here, when we are going, the value of sp2 is increasing by 2, then from here till here 2. Okay, to keep the sequence as it is, and to make sure that the value of sp2 variable is increasing in some order, in some progression, arithmetic progression, can I say that from here till here, instead of 0, I should be writing -1? I can very well say that, because anyway I'm going to give this value of sp2 variable to my magic star loop, and magic star loop is something like this. N is over here sp2 plus 1. So if the value of sp2 was 0, then it means 1 till 1, and this one is counted, but this is not. You know it very well. So anyway, when I was giving, 1 till, it is something like this. When I'm talking it mathematically, start from 1 but end before 1. When I'm using this 0, it means start from 1 but end before 1, so nothing will be printed. So instead of this, I could have used -1 as well, because even then nothing will be printed in the first iteration. See over here, 1 till, when this is -1 becomes 0, 1 till, start from 1 and end before 0, nothing will be printed. Obviously, this is but obvious. So okay, so initial value of sp2 variable I am taking as -1 instead of this, to make sure that it follows some progression. Now the third observation I'm simply making, and that is that the operation that we are performing on the sp1 variable is getting reversed after the midleth column, and initial operation is -2 over here till here, and from here, sorry, it is -1. Little bit of a mathematical mistake, then it is +1, and then it is +1 as well, and this operation is also getting reversed, the operation that we were performing on the sp2 variable. So we would be using our reversing condition. That's why I was telling you to go over to my magic pattern concepts video. So before I is less than equal to n by 2, one operation is performed, and that operation is sp1 is decreasing by 1 and sp2 is increasing by 1. We are done with our code, else do the reverse. I'm just going to code till this particular part and we would be done with this. For n is equal to 7, there were 7 rows. You can see over here, 7 rows are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for n is equal to n, when we are getting the input n, there will be n rows. I in range 1 till n plus 1. Now initialize the value of sp1 with n by 2 and sp2 with -1. Now going inside the loop and using the magic star loop for j in range, comma sp1 plus 1, p1 1 comma sp1 plus 1. Oh my god. Then we simply need to print a tab. And to make sure that it stays in the same line, we need to use this. And after this, we need to print a star. And then use a tab after this. Then another magic star loop. I'm copying this loop and printing it down, pasting it down. Instead of this variable, use sp2 variable. Okay. Then if the second star will be printed if the value of I is not equal to 1 and value of I is not equal to n, then print the second star. The second star got printed and end it with a tab. And then each time we have to increase and decrease the value of the variable sp1 and sp2. So I'm using the reversing condition as we have already talked about it. The value of sp1 in each case will be, after each iteration, will be increased by how much? It will be decreased by 1 actually. We have already talked about that. Value of sp2 variable will be increased by 1. And the reverse will be happening after that. So I will be using that inside else. Now making sure that syntactical errors are not there. And also there is reversal. So I should be using this -2 there as well too. Then making sure that there are no syntactical errors. Simply just putting this column. Okay. Then we need to end this with a /n each time. N and close it. Now it will run perfectly. I got on line 26 there is an error. Yes, we have used the semicolon and then no error should be there. We have got our final pattern, and since it was a dab worthy question and it was difficult and I helped you using my magic pattern concepts, so it's a dab worthy question, and I'm now going to doing the coders dab. Let's do the dab now. I hope that you would have understood the complete lecture. Bye.